Once upon a time, in a little village surrounded by golden hills and whispering trees, there lived a poor orphan girl named Lila. Lila had no family, no home, and sometimes went days without food. Yet, her heart was as bright as the morning sun. Every day, she wandered the village helping others, sweeping porches, fetching water, or singing to crying babies, all in exchange for a few crumbs of bread. But deep down, Lila dreamed of something more. A warm home, a loving family, and a chance to never go hungry again. One cold evening, Lila sat under a tree by the village well, shivering from the chill. Her tiny hands held a stale piece of bread, her only meal for the day. Lila said softly, "If only I had more to eat, or a blanket to keep me warm." Just then she heard a faint voice. "Oh, dear child, could you help me? I've dropped my cane and I cannot see well," said the old woman weakly. Lila quickly stood, forgetting her hunger, and ran to help. "Don't worry, Granny, I've got it." She picked up the cane and gently helped the old woman to her feet. "Here you go, Granny. Are you okay?" Lila said with a smile. "My child, not many would stop for an old woman these days." Lila shrugged shyly. "Well, I couldn't just leave you like that." The old woman looked into Lila's kind eyes and smiled mysteriously. "You have a kind heart, my dear. Tell me, what is your name?" "Lila, ma'am," said Lila. "Lila, a beautiful name for a beautiful soul," the old woman said, almost in a whisper. "Because of your kindness, I shall grant you 3 wishes. Anything your heart desires." Lila blinked in disbelief. 3 wishes? Like in a storybook? "Yes, but choose wisely, for your wishes will shape your future." Lila gasped. Her eyes widened. She had heard of fairy tales, but never imagined she'd be in one. 3 wishes? Oh, thank you. "Thank you, Granny," Lila said with excitement. "Close your eyes, my dear, and speak your heart." Lila closed her eyes and whispered softly, "For my first wish, I want food. Enough to eat every day so I'll never go hungry again." The old woman waved her hand, and suddenly a golden basket appeared beside Lila, filled with bread, fruits, milk, and honey. "It's real. Oh, thank you," shouted Lila in awe. "Kindness always finds its way back," said the old woman with a smile. After a moment, Lila thought again. "For my second wish, I wish for a small home, warm, safe, and cozy, where I can sleep peacefully every night." The old woman tapped her cane twice. Poof! A beautiful little cottage appeared near the hilltop with a chimney puffing out sweet smoke. Lila ran inside, soft blankets, a fireplace, and fresh bread waiting on the table. "It's perfect," said Lila with a teary eye. The old woman smiled kindly. "You have one more wish, my dear. Choose from your heart." Lila thought long and hard. She could wish for jewels, gold, or even to be a princess. But then she looked around the village, seeing hungry children, tired mothers, and struggling farmers. Lila took a deep breath. "For my third wish, I wish that everyone in this village would always have enough to eat and live happily." The old woman's eyes sparkled. She lifted her cane and whispered a spell that sounded like a song. Suddenly the air shimmered, fruit trees blossomed, fields turned green, and laughter filled the village. The old woman said softly, "You have a heart of gold, Lila. Your kindness has blessed not just yourself, but all around you." Before Lila could thank her, the old woman's form began to glow. Her wrinkled skin turned radiant. Lila gasped. The old woman transformed into a beautiful fairy, her wings shimmering like morning dew. Fairy. "I am the guardian fairy of kind hearts. I tested you, dear Lila, and you proved pure and selfless. From this day on, you shall be known as Princess Lila of Kindness." With a wave of her wand, Lila's simple dress turned into a beautiful golden gown. The villagers gathered. bowing to their new princess, one born not of royalty, but of goodness. From that day, the village of Miraloon flourished. No one went hungry, laughter filled the air, and the golden cottage on the hill became a home of hope for everyone. And Lila? She never forgot where she came from. Every morning, she shared food with children and sang songs of gratitude. Because true magic, she learned, doesn't come from wishes. It comes from a kind and giving heart. And that, dear friends, is the story of Lila, the orphan girl who changed her world with kindness. Remember, no act of kindness is ever too small, because it might just change your life forever. I hope you enjoyed today's story. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye, friends.